Hello, friends. Very good morning once again. So, we are going to talk about regulation of respiration. How does regulation of respiration takes place? So, dear friends, to some extent, breathing is an involuntary function of the body. So, it's occur rhythmically without having to think about. Breathing can be temporarily interrupted as voluntary muscles are involved, but cannot be stopped altogether. So the stimulation is so strong that it overcomes the voluntary efforts that inhibits it. The respiratory system or respiratory rhythm is controlled by a group of neurons called respiratory centers. So these are located in the brain in the medulla oblongata. So medulla and pons are the controlling center of respiration. So there are two respiratory rhythmic centers. One is pneumotaxic center and second is respiratory rhythm center. Respiratory rhythm centers have two parts and two types of activities controlled here: expiratory center or inspiratory central activity. So these expiratory and inspiratory centers present in the medulla region of brain, and a pneumotaxic center is present in the pons region, and it can moderate the functions of the respiratory rhythm center. Neural signals from these centers can reduce the duration of respiration and thereby after the respiratory rate. A chemosynthetic area situated adjacent to the rhythm center, which is highly sensitive to carbon dioxide and hydrogen ions. Increase in these substances can activate this center, which in turn can signals the rhythmic center to make necessary adjustment in the respiratory process by which these substances can be eliminated. So, receptors associated with aortic arc and carotid artery also can recognize changes in carbon dioxide and hydrogen ion concentration and send necessary signals to the rhythm center for remedial actions. The role of oxygen in the regulation of respiratory rhythm is quite insignificant. So, only the carbon dioxide and hydrogen concentration play a vital role in the controlling of respiratory activity. So, dear friends, in this way you can enjoy the regulation of respiration. So, in next section, we are going to talk about disorders of respiratory system. So, first one is asthma. Just you look the pics. So, asthma it's very difficult in breathing, causing wheezing due to inflammation of bronchi and bronchioles. Emphysema, it's a chronic disorder in which alveolar walls are damaged, due to which respiratory surface is decreased. One of the major causes of this is cigarette smoking. Asthma is difficulties in breathing. So you just look the pics, inflammation of bronchi and bronchioles. Just you look the pic, the alveolar valve get ruptured. Due to this, the surface area for exchange of gas is reduced. So its cause is emphysema. In certain industries, especially those involving grinding or stone breaking, so much dust is produced that the defense mechanism of the body cannot fully cope with the situation. So long exposure can give rise to inflammation of leading to fibrosis, proliferation of fibrous tissue. Fibrosis means proliferation of fibrous tissue and thus causing serious lung damage. So workers in such industries should wear protective masks, and these disorders are called as occupational respiratory disorders. Mostly silicosis, like this type of disorder, silicosis, it's chronic exposure and inhalation of silica or silicon dioxide. People working in mining and industries related to pottery, ceramics, glass, and construction work. Next, asbestosis. It is also a occupational respiratory disorder. In this, exposure and inhalation of asbestos dust. Asbestos is used in making ceiling and seats as fireproofing or insulating materials. And dear friends, these occupational disorders show symptoms after a long time, maybe 10 to 15 years or even more. The damage is slow and irreversible. Persons should adopt all possible preventive measures given below. And this minimize the exposure by wearing protective gears and clothing in workplace. So infected patients should be provided with symptomatic treatment like bronchodilators. Antibiotics are given to remove the secondary infections. So dear friends, in this way, your this chapter breathing and exchange of gases has been completed. So please you just look once again all videos regarding this chapter, and if you face any kind of problems or any kind of query, so please personally you talk to me and send to me message. Thank you very much.